In today's video, let's have a quick look at the token metrics of DentX token. So we all know that the DentX token was launched is part of the mainnet of Dent's own layer 1 blockchain. So if you go on their documentation page, you can see that the DentX has a different inflationary mechanism compared to its previous token Dent on Ethereum. So the DentX tokens, we are not going to see a lot of inflation compared to other popular tokens. So if I just put a small spreadsheet to show how the inflation looks like. So the total DentX supply is close to 10 billion and the current circulating supply is close to 2 billion. So, and if you go on the mainnet staking page, you can see 11.65% of the DentX supply is already being staked. So that means close to 1 billion of the tokens are already staked on the platform, which is pretty good metrics in terms of comparing how old the DentNet was launched. DentNet was launched in March of 2024. It's just around for 6 months now. In 6 months, they have managed to get close to half of the circulating supply staked on their platform, which is significant improvement, I would say. So right now, if you look the mechanism for inflation, so inflation is nothing but how quick new tokens can enter into the market. That is what is known as inflation. So we can get that information from two ways. One of them is by going into their documentation page, and you can see. So the inflation is totally based on the percentage of tokens that are staked on their platform. Let's say, for example, if 10% of the total supply of the DentX tokens are staked on their platform, then the staking rate is going to be 40%. So which means it's going to be 4% supply, which is going to look something like this. So at 10% stake rate, the rewards are going to be at 40%, and then the rewards per day is going to be close to 1.1 million new tokens will enter the supply. But remember, these tokens have a locking period of 7 days. So any rewards or anything you want to claim, it takes a 7-day locking period on their platform. So the rewards per year is going to be close to 403 million tokens based on 10% staking rate. So then over a period of 5 years at that staking rate, the supply will be around 2 billion. So now you can imagine how slow and steadily the supply of the DentX tokens increases. So they are not going to be flooded into the market unlike the Dent tokens. So the Dent tokens, only 10 billion tokens were sold on the ICO, but whereas with DentX the inflation is pretty much very controlled. So per day at the moment, if you go on the staking dashboard, you can see the recent payouts are showing up here. So at the moment their payouts are 1.2 million DentX tokens. So that said, I think the inflation is going to be quite low at the moment. So even per month it's going to be close to 35 million new tokens entering. And remember, there is a 7-day locking period if you want to withdraw your tokens that you are getting through rewards or through staking. So that said, you can now understand how slowly the supply will increase. And even let's say a best case scenario where 20% of the DentX tokens are going to be staked on their platform, because right now it's 11.6. Let's assume it's targeting to 20%. So even at 20% staked DentX token staked on their platform, the inflation is going to be, even after 5 years, is going to be close to only 2.7 billion. So that puts the total supply even after 5 years to close to 4.7 billion tokens. So now you can understand, I'm talking about next 5 years, not today. So we know that today's supply is close to 2 billion, but this projection is over a period of 5 years. So even at a 30% stake rate, which is significantly higher for DentX token, because DentX is pretty new token. So at the moment, not that many people are owning it. Only few are staking on their platform. But if assume that 30% of them is being staked, even at that scenario, the inflation over a period of 5 years is going to be at 3.5 billion. So now you can get a picture of how the inflation is playing out for the DentX tokens in general. There are lots of other tokens I can show you where the inflation is pretty high compared to other tokens. So if I go and search for another token, SQT, so this is another token, and if you go and check the token unlocks, you can easily see close to 161 million tokens are getting entering into the market every month pretty much. So you can see in the month of September it's going to be 161 million, October 161 million, and you can see basically it's quite a high amount of inflation, which is basically 1.5% every month basically, and the total supply is pretty much close like DentX. So DentX total supply is 10 billion, and this particular Ethereum based token is also, I know I am doing a wrong comparisons, both are two different business models, I get that, but I just want to use the basic metrics of tokenomics here from compared to another token. So if you look at the tokenomics, it's significantly high, whereas with DentX the maximum per day reward at 10% rate is 1.1 million, and if you do the maximum, you are going to see like 35 million tokens entering every month. But whereas the token that I showed is close to 5 times more, 6 times more, close to 6 times more than what DentX has. So that's why I have a strong feeling that DentX, when it enters the market, it's going to have a huge price surge, because at the moment not that many people actually know that you can acquire the DentX tokens by swapping your existing DENT tokens as well. So whoever don't know about this information, what they were going to do is, when the token gets launched, the only option they are left is acquire the tokens directly buying from the centralized exchanges. So when the buy pressure happens, that's when the price shoots up significantly quicker than we anticipate. So at the moment I did a quick analysis. So if you go and buy, let's say $5 worth of DentX tokens, then you can see at the moment the metrics is for $5 you get like 68 tokens. So that works out like, if you divide $5 divided by 68 tokens, so it works out close to 0.73 tokens per DentX. So that is the price of current price of DentX token, close to 0.75. So if that price has to increase, I guess it could easily get to 30 to 50 cents easily once it gets launched on a centralized exchange. So let's that's the token metrics that I want to show. People who have been watching my video very well know that the DENT price was affected a lot because of a very high inflation, because only 10.5 billion tokens got sold in the ICO, and the remaining 90 billion is just given to the mobile app users as rewards and other mechanisms. So that's why we saw a huge inflation with DENT token, and the price couldn't shoot up as most of the people in the community expected. But whereas DentX, the supply is pretty much slow and steady. So that's the inflation mechanism of most of the proof of stake coins, particularly coming from Polkadot based substrate framework. So yeah, that's it. That's the tokenomics and token metrics behind DentX. Thanks for watching.